What's up, everybody? JB here, and welcome to the first episode of the Gaming Weekly Update, where I basically, and probably with eventually some special guests, break down the biggest news in gaming for the week. We have a couple good ones for you on this inaugural episode. We'll come up with a better name other than the Weekly Gaming Update, because that seems really generic and lame. But I put this out to you guys, our fans of average everyday gaming. What do you want it to be called? Let us know in the comments on this video on YouTube. Check it out. Check us out on Twitch. Let us know there if you want to. Just get a hold of us. Twitter at AverageGaming17. Whatever way is the best way to get a hold of us. Do that and let us know what you think this new segment/show should be called. So let's get into it. There was some pretty big gaming news this week. Our biggest one, obviously off the top, is that Red Dead Redemption 2, after all this time, after all this waiting, has been delayed. But in light of the delay, we did actually get a solid date. October 26th is that date, and that is when we're going to be seeing Red Dead Redemption 2. What do you guys think of it? Comment below. Let us know what you thought of that drop bomb by Rockstar. I personally think that it's pretty crazy because that's going to make the fall look very interesting, considering we'll get to in a moment. Another big game was announced this week that they are potentially going to be dropping in the fall by a different publisher altogether. And then you have Sony's lineup, Microsoft's lineup, all of these game publishers that usually pick that time slot. October 26th is the last week of the month, and we know we're going to get that new Call of Duty game the first week of November. So Activision could possibly be shaking in its boots right now after Take-Two and 2K dropped the news. So speaking of other announcements of video games, we did also hear that Battlefield 5, or a Battlefield game, maybe Battlefield 5, maybe Battlefield 1 Part 2 or something along those lines, Battlefield 2, World War 2, something. Basically, a new Battlefield game is going to be announced here in the fall. Well, it's going to be announced probably in the summer and then drop in the fall, which, again, with Rockstar kind of staking its territory at the end of October, the last few Battlefield games have been mid to late October, so it's very interesting to see what EA is going to do with that and seeing what they're going to when they're going to put that game out and how they feel about Rockstar just kind of, staking its claim in that fall time slot. We also have another big news this week was that Far Cry 5 is coming out with their season pass. Most of these games nowadays are putting out season passes. But Far Cry 5 is doing something a little bit different. They are throwing a few different options. Aliens, basically what they're doing, I don't want to get too much into it because you definitely want to check it out. I'll throw a picture up of what it's going to entail here. But they're kind of going along the Blood Dragon line and kind of taking the extra content they're going to be adding to this game and kind of throwing it out there. But the big thing that they announced, tacked onto the Season Pass, you get month early access if you buy the Season Pass for Far Cry 5, is they are remastering Far Cry 3 as Far Cry 3 Classic Edition on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I don't know about you guys, but Far Cry 3 is probably one of my favorite games ever. It really kind of reinvigorated the Far Cry series and kind of brought it to where we know it today. So honestly, I'm really surprised, and I'm hoping that that Season Pass will actually be something a little unique. It's one of the first season passes that I know of that I'm really excited for in quite a long time. Moving on from there, we will get into the next piece of news, which is Sony has announced that there are two new colors coming to the DualShock 4 line of controllers for the PlayStation 4. The first one is a metallic black, which will pop up right about now. And the second one is a midnight blue, which I personally think looks really rad, which that one will pop up right about now. So honestly, I love that Sony has kind of, ran with all these new controller types and all these new colors, because there's definitely a bit for somebody, type of controller for somebody rather. Honestly, I think they should do a pink one. I mean, I'm a dude, but I'm going to say it. I think they should do a pink one. They did it for the PlayStation 3, and it sold like gangbusters, and I think it would even, you know, sell more on the PlayStation 4 with the giant install base that Sony has, kind of carved out from themselves. So, I mean, let us know what you think in the comments below of what you think of the new controllers, what the colors look like. What do you think? And that's going to do it for this inaugural episode of the Weekly Gaming Update. As always, I am JB. Stay tuned for more of these if they catch on. I'm happy to do more of them. They're very easy to get personal and talk to you guys right here. So please check it out and let us know what you think. And until next time, this is JB signing off. Bye, guys.